Hi, and welcome. Today we're going on a walk. Not straight away, but we're going to go all the way north of here, and not actually that direction, but that one, over those mountains. That one in particular, all the way to Solitude. We're going to make a couple stops along the way. But before we go, I'm going to read you a story. And I'm going to make a story at each stop until we reach the imperial capital, or the local imperial capital in Skyrim, of Solitude. We'll just take a walk into my hut. It's nice enough. There's a garden, some trees. Quite beautiful, actually. Some poison. I would never use such a thing. And some food for the horse and maybe you. Now, let's read a book. A Brief History of the Empire, Part 1, by I can't pronounce that, an imperial historian. Before the rule of Tiber Septim, all Tamriel was in chaos. The poet Traces called that period of continuous unrest, days and nights of blood and venom. The kings were a petty lot of grasping tyrants who fought Tiber's attempts to bring order to the land. But they were as disorganized as they were dissolute, and the strong hand of Tiber Septim brought peace forcibly to Tamriel. The year was Second Era, 896. The following year, the Emperor declared the beginning of a new era. Thus began the Third Era, year Ort. For 38 years, the Emperor Tiber reigned supreme. It was a lawful, pious, and glorious age, when justice was known to all, from serf to sovereign. On Tiber's death, it reigned for an entire fortnight, as if the land of Tamriel itself was weeping. The emperor's grandson, Begalius, came to the throne. Though his reign was short, he was as strong and resolute as his father had been, and Tamriel could have enjoyed a continuation of the Golden Age. Alas, an unknown enemy of the Septim family hired that accursed organization of cutthroats, the Dark Brotherhood, to kill the Emperor Begalius Septim as he knelt at prayer at the temple of the One in the imperial city. Begalius Septim's reign lasted less than 3 years. Begalius had no living children, so the imperial crown passed to his first cousin, the daughter of Tiber's brother, Angroth. Kintra, former queen of Silvanar, assumed the throne as Kintra I. My god, what a long name. Her reign was blessed with prosperity and good harvests, and she herself was an avid patroness of art, music, and dance. Kintra's son was crowned after her death, the first emperor of Tamriel to use the imperial name Uriel. Uriel was the greatest lawmaker of the Septim dynasty, and a promoter of independent organizations and guilds. Under his kind but firm hand, the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild increased in prominence throughout Tamriel. His son and successor, Uriel II, reigned for 18 years, from the death of Uriel I in Third Era 64 to Begalius Septim's ascension in Third Era 82. Tragically, Uriel II was cursed with blights, plagues, and insurrections. The tenderness he inherited from his father did not serve Tamriel well, and little justice was done. Begalius II inherited not only the throne from his father, but the debt from the latter's poor financial and judicial management. Begalius dismissed all of the Elder Council and allowed only those willing to pay great sums to resume their seats. He encouraged similar acts among his vassals, the High Kings of Tamriel, and by the end of his 17-year reign, Tamriel had returned to prosperity. His critics, however, have suggested that any advisor possessed of wisdom, but not gold, had been summarily ousted by Begalius. This may have led to some of the troubles that his son Antiochus faced when he in turn became emperor. Antiochus was certainly one of the more flamboyant members of the usually austere Septim family. He had numerous mistresses and nearly as many wives, and was renowned for the grandeur of his dress and his good humour. Unfortunately, his reign was rife with civil war, surpassing even that of his grandfather Uriel II. The War of the Isle in 3rd Era 110, 12 years after Antiochus assumed the throne, nearly took the province of Somerset Isle away from Tamriel. The united alliance of the kings of Somerset and Antiochus only managed to defeat King Ongram of the island kingdom of Pandonia due to a freak storm. Legends credit the Sidic Order of the Isle of Artaeum with the sorcery behind the tempest. The story of Kentra II, heiress to her father Antiochus' throne, is certainly one of the saddest tales in imperial history. Her first cousin Uriel, son of Queen Petama of Solitude, accused Kentra of being a bastard, alluding to the infamous decadence of the imperial city during her father's reign. When this accusation failed to stop her coronation, Uriel brought the support of several disgruntled high kings of High Rock, Skyrim, and Morrowind, and with Queen Petama's assistance, he coordinated 3 attacks on the Septim Empire. The first attack occurred in the Illic Bay region, which separates High Rock and Hammerfell. Kentra's entourage was massacred, and the Empress taken captive. For 2 years, Kentra II languished in an imperial prison believed to be somewhere in Glenpoint or Glenmoral, before she was slain in her cell under mysterious circumstances. The second attack was on a series of imperial garrisons along the coastal Morrowind Islands. The Empress's consort, Contin Anex, fell defending the forts. The third and final attack was a siege on the imperial city itself, occurring after the Elder Council had split up the army to attack the western High Rock and eastern Morrowind. The weakened government had little defense against Uriel's determined aggression, and capitulated after only a fortnight of resistance. Uriel took the throne that same evening, and proclaimed himself Uriel III, Emperor of Tamriel. The year was 3rd Era 121. Thus began the War of the Red Diamond. And leave that there. I've left the other books where I plan to meet you, or you can come with me, but I think it's best if I meet you there. You know what things are like here, a bit dangerous. And unlike you, I don't have a magical ability to teleport myself all the way across. I have to walk it, and that's quite unpleasant. So, I'll leave you with these beautiful trees and this somewhat ugly horse model. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you by the fireplace.